Allah is my heart's speech. Your mercy is what I beseech. Keep in my heart your remembrance, and in your deen allow me to advance. Help me in my quest. Permit me to pass the ultimate test. Help me in my quest. Permit me to pass the ultimate test.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على نبيه مصطفى نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه. All praise due to Allah alone. We all praise Him and we seek His help. Whomsoever Allah guides is the truly guided one, and whomsoever Allah leaves astray, none can show him guidance. May the best peace and blessings be upon Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. My dear viewers, welcome to another live edition of our program, Ask Huda. Our phone numbers beginning with the area code of 002, then 0238555132. Alternatively, area code 01002, then 0100546933. Inshallah, hopefully, in a couple weeks, we will also add a WhatsApp number for an easy contact from callers and viewers from all over the world at zero cost, inshallah. We're working on it. Also, we have the live streaming on my page, Dr. Muhammad Salah Official, and we already started having many questions, mashallah. Sister Salma Ahsan from the United States is asking, can I pay my zakah in installments? I bought gold in different times, so how to calculate all together? Cannot pay zakah lump sum, although I have a little gold, not too much. Okay. Fact number one, with regards to zakah on jewelry and ornaments, there is a difference of opinion. Imam Abu Hanifa adopts the view that women should pay zakah on their jewelry and adornment once they possess the nisab, by the gold itself or along with other possessions. What is the nisab? The value of or the worth of 85 grams of gold or 595 grams of silver. So a woman may have 50 grams of gold. As the sister said, I have a little bit. But on the other hand, she has like 5 grands, 5K in her saving account or in an investment. So when you add the 50 and the 5, that is good enough. The worth of the value of 85 grams of gold or the value of 595 grams of silver. So sister, you gotta pay zakah. The rest of the fuqaha, Imam Shafi'i and Ahmad and Malik, are of the view that no, if a woman normally wears the ornaments and the jewelry on regular basis, so she doesn't have to pay zakah on that. The more right view and what I adopt is the opinion of Imam Abu Hanifa in this regard. Pay zakah on your gold, may Allah bless you and give you an increase. The second part of the question, paying the zakah on installment, you cannot pay lump sum. It is permissible provided, you see, without taking a breath, non-stop. It is permissible provided to be paid in advance, not after the due date. So let's say that you normally pay zakah in the beginning of Ramadan. Let's say so. Some people, they fix the date of their zakah payment during Ramadan in order to double the blessings and the reward. No problem. In this case, I owe maybe 3,000, 4,000 in the beginning of Ramadan. Can I pay it on installment? Well, if you start right now paying the zakah in advance in installment, that is permissible. But once it is due and the due date is due, then you gotta pay the zakah immediately. Maybe a few days later in order to find the recipient or distribute it and deliver it to those who are eligible. But to postpone it, give it on installments, or to invest it for the poor, none of that is permissible. So paying the zakah on installment is permissible provided it is in advance, not once it is due. This is as far as the 2 or the 3 questions pertaining to your jewelry. May Allah make it easy for all of us to comprehend His deen and to be rightly guided. Also, Imran Hussein, what are the benefits of the duha prayer? If you have an access to call us, you need to give us a call on the phone numbers which should appear on the bottom. We do not charge any fees for the phone calls. It is only your long distance call. And this is very important in order to support maintaining the channel on air. Otherwise, we're doing it online, alhamdulillah. Assalamu alaikum. Asadullah from Canada.
Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh. How are you?
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, brother Asad.
Sheikh, I have one question for you. This is in regards to two hadiths. The first one from Sahih Muslim and the second one from Sahih Bukhari. The first one, it says in book number 2, hadith number 507, where Abu Ayyub reports that the Messenger of Allah says, whenever you go to the desert, neither turn your face nor turn your back towards the Qibla while answering the call of nature, but face towards the east or the west. And then Abu Ayyub says, when we came to Syria, we found that the latrines had already been built there, were facing towards the Qibla. So we turned our faces away from them and begged forgiveness of the Lord, and he said yes.
Okay.
And the second hadith is in Bukhari, volume 1, book 4, number 147. It says, Abdullah ibn Amr says, people have said that whenever you sit for answering the call of nature, you should not face the Qibla or Bayt al-Maqdis. I told them once I went up the roof of our house and I saw the Messenger of Allah answering the call of nature while sitting on 2 bricks facing Bayt al-Maqdis, but there was a screen covering him. So my question is, in Sahih Muslim it says that the latrines were facing the Qibla, and Abu Ayyub says we turned our faces away. But in Bukhari it says the Prophet, there was a screen covering him, so it was permissible. So how come in Sahih Muslim they turned away, despite the fact that I'm assuming the latrines were indoors and not outdoors? So I was wondering if you could explain this distinction.
Thank you.
And my second question is, I have a friend who has extremely bad anxiety and panic attacks. He has difficulty in going anywhere, with driving, sitting in lecture. He's quite young, and he's a Muslim, and so he's been suffering from this for several years, almost a decade, and he gets palpitations quite frequently, and he's visited many doctors and had several emergency visits in hospitals, but every single doctor has told him that nothing's wrong with him medically, and all he has is anxiety. And the only thing medically wrong with him, they say, is his thyroid, so he takes medication for that. But he's in such fear that he's afraid to leave home, and I don't know what to tell him. So if you could also give advice on that, I'd appreciate it. And thank you very much for everything you do. And final thing, when are you coming to Toronto, Canada?
Very soon. I just got an invitation, and inshallah I will be coming.
Oh, thank you very much. Jazakallah khairan, Sheikh.
You're most welcome. Barakallah feekum. Love you, brothers and sisters in Toronto, Canada. Okay, Brother Muhammad from United Arab Emirates. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Muhammad, assalamu alaikum. You're live on air.
Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Yes, Sheikh. I am calling from United Arab Emirates. I am working in here since 2007. My last working days, inshallah, will be 31st of this month. So I am entitled to get my gratuity. So in this regard, I have to pay any zakat because I already give intention to give some sadaqah on this amount. So no, I don't have any house, my own house. I am staying with my mother, and sometimes with my mother-in-law also. So every month I am giving some sadaqah in my salary. In this regard, so I am getting a huge amount. Inshallah, in this regard, I have to pay any zakat on this.
Akhi Muhammad, first of all, may Allah make it easy for you to go home and join your family and give you a better job and a decent income. Ameen. My question to you, in order to answer your question, is how much money approximately do you have, like in saving or investment? Do you have any? Okay. I would assume the answer. Okay, I would assume the answer, and I will inshallah answer based on that. Brother Ubaid from Brother Ubaid from the UK. Ubaid, assalamu alaikum from the United Kingdom.
Walaikum salam. How are you?
Doing wonderful, alhamdulillah. Thank you so much for asking. How about yourself, brother?
I'm good, alhamdulillah. I actually wanted to talk to you for quite a while now, but I didn't know how to get to reach the number. But alhamdulillah, I found a way now to call. So yeah, so I wanted to ask a question today. And this is sort of a two-part question, but it's sort of related into it, and I haven't got really a clear answer for this question. So inshallah, I want you to answer it today. So
hopefully,
my question is, it's to do with the ruling of photography. Now, I know I am on the view that photography is allowed if you're going to store the photo digitally, that's the view I'm on. But then I've read on the internet, apparently you're not allowed to edit photos that have a human face in it. So my question is, what's the ruling on, if you take a photograph of someone, are you allowed to interfere in it in any sort of way? Like, imagine I take a photo of someone, can I maybe put a new filter to it, make it black and white, change the lighting of it? Can you explain that? And my second question is to do with digital art as well. Is that are you allowed to like these days, these modern games like you see on PlayStation, these modern games, they're made through digital art. So are you allowed to play these? Because that is sort of digital art in itself. You have to actually draw the faces out for the game and stuff. So what's the ruling on playing these very modern 3D type of games? I hope you can answer the question, inshallah.
Got your question, Brother Ubaid. Thank you so much. Inshallah, hopefully I'll answer you in the first segment. I need to go back to Asadullah, and he presented two ahadith in his first question. One from Sahih al-Imam Bukhari and the other from Sahih Imam Muslim. The one from Bukhari is about Abu Ayyub al-Ansari and how the Prophet ﷺ forbade facing the Qibla or turning your back in the direction of the Qibla while answering the call of nature. And this is something it is agreed upon it. Okay? But how come that in Sahih Muslim, one of the companions said that he saw the Prophet ﷺ answering the call of nature sitting on two bricks and he was facing the Qibla? The hadith answers. It's easy to reconcile between the hadith because there was a screen. So simply, in the past, that the Arab, especially the Meccans, did not have bathrooms at home. Rather, they used to call it al-khala'. They're going to al-khala', to the plain. Why? To answer the call of nature, like a big hole or a big ditch. And they consider it something awful to have a bathroom or a restroom in their houses. Okay? But now, if this bathroom facility or the restroom is built up, so there are barriers, screens, or doors, it doesn't matter whether the commode is facing the Qibla or turning against the Qibla. It doesn't matter because between you and the Qibla is a barrier, and Allah knows best. With regards to your friends' anxiety and panic attacks, I was going to advise you that he definitely needs to visit a psychiatrist and to get checked out and all of that. But since he said he has done that repeatedly and he was diagnosed with nothing, he's, as I said, you're okay. It's just something maybe psychological. Ad-du'a, or the invocation and the adhkar, most definitely help in this regard. In addition to, the person needs to be accompanied by somebody for a few days, a few weeks, or a few months in order to open up, in order to live an ordinary life. And recently, we had a case that somebody contacted me concerning his child, grown-up college student, saying that he's having a problem with belief in God and so on. Then I came to find out that he's having this kind of, panic attacks, and he likes to be lonely, and he likes to so I started taking him out. I brought him to the channel, and for the first time he said, I loved it. I love to be around people and love to meet people. Thank you so much. So open up the door for him to meet with people, to socialize with people, to change his life routine may help a lot. The morning supplications and the evening supplications, I have no doubt they are extremely effective and positive in helping in removing and protection against anxiety and panic attacks. اللهم إني أعوذ بك من الهم والحزن، وأعوذ بك من العجز والكسل، وأعوذ بك من الجبن والبخل، وأعوذ بك من غلبة الدين وقهر الرجال. يا حي يا قيوم برحمتك أستغيث أصلح لي شأني كله ولا تكلني إلى نفسي طرفة عين. What a beautiful supplication. بسم الله الذي لا يضر مع اسمه شيء في الأرض ولا في السماء وهو السميع العليم. You say it 3 times in the morning, likewise in the evening. That's it. You're protected. No fear. The person needs to be educated in this regard, to regularly recite his supplications in the morning and in the evening. I am so certain that will help him or her in recovering and overcoming the anxiety and the panic attacks, especially since you said that the psychiatrist and the doctor said that clinically you don't have any sickness. So may Allah make it easy for you, and may Allah give you shifa. His family members need to make dua for him, and we here and all the viewers make dua for him. May Allah give him a quick recovery. Ameen. Adhkar. Al-dhikr for the believer is like a shield, like an armor for a warrior going to the battlefield. Have you ever seen a soldier? Have you ever seen an officer who's going to the battlefield without wearing his bulletproof vest and bulletproof helmet? This is the dhikr, the remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In Surah Al-Ra'd, Allah the Almighty already confirmed, indeed, in the remembrance of Allah, hearts do find rest. Hearts do find rest. أَلَا بِذِكْرِ اللَّهِ تَطْمَئِنُّ الْقُلُوبِ. In addition to, the entire life will be protected through reciting those certain adhkar in the morning and in the evening. And when I say in the morning, I mean after you pray Fajr, and I hope you can make it before sunrise. And when I say in the evening, try your best to recite it before sunset. So you begin after Asr. May Allah make it easy for all of us. Jibril Khan, I'm trying to take a question from here and there. Jibril Khan, dua for wealth without measure. No problem. Of course, in the hadith, the Prophet ﷺ said, ادعوا الله وأنتم موقنون بالإجابة. It is Allah who said, ask of me, I shall accept your dua and answer your call. So you gotta be certain that your dua will be answered. And you say, but it's impossible, like somebody's already having cancer, 4th grade. I don't think it will help. This is a weak iman. And this is a sign of weakness in iman, which means with which dua does not help. Rather, the person must live in a condition of yaqeen, certainty, that once you raise your hands and say, Ya Allah, He's there. He heard your dua. He will answer it in a way or another. It could be the way that you desire. It could be that Allah will give this person cure. And in my experience in the medical field, along with my colleagues, wallahi, we have seen wonders. Similarly with wealth, life is like a big ball. Sometimes you see multi-millionaires, and I have seen that in the United States, multi-millionaires overnight losing everything. And at an old age, 90 plus, he's working at Walmart distributing flyers. He's over age, he's distributing flyers in order to get the minimum wages to live, to pay for his rent, to support himself. It happens. And I have seen people, somebody, when he came recently to the States, he borrowed some money from me. Okay, I didn't tell him that it's my money. He just asked for help, so I secured the money for him. Right now, mashallah, he's the wealthiest person in town. He's a multi-millionaire. He was keen to offer the prayer on time, even though he was not practicing in the beginning. And he's very keen to give in a charity, in abundance, pay his zakat dues and support good causes. Why don't you make dua? It won't cost you nothing. I know that some people say that I have been making dua but no response. This is where you fail. This is where you fail. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala answers your dua as long as you rush. as long as you do not rush. In the hadith, يُسْتَجَابُ لِأَحَدِكُمْ مَا لَمْ يَعْجَلْ. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Sister Emmeline from Jordan. How are you, Sister Emmeline?
I'm fine, and thank you very much. Thank you for asking. How about you, Doctor?
Alhamdulillah, I'm doing fine. Thank you so much. May Allah bless you and your family.
Thank you very much, sir. I have one question. A friend of mine, she have a daughter. She is like over 23 years old, actually. Everybody in the family, even the relatives, the cousins, even the little girls, they are wearing their hijab. A daughter of mine, she's the only one who doesn't wear hijab. She's almost like in the university already. They try to convince her, they explain to her everything, but she's not convinced to wear the hijab. But she's wearing a decent clothes. She's not wearing a short sleeve or short blouses. The only thing missing is like the cover of her head and to wear the abaya. Is it necessary for her, like according to my friend, or like shall they force her to wear the hijab or give her some time like to do it by herself? She's just asking an advice because also she's planning like to bring her for Umrah, inshallah, this coming few months whenever they will have the vacation.
Okay.
Thank you very much, sir.
Barakallah fiki, Sister Emmeline. Very good question. All right. Brother Muhammad from United Arab Emirates. MashaAllah, he's been working in Emirates for years, and he said that he may be leaving by the end of the month. And he also mentioned that he's living in his mother's house and he doesn't have his own house. He used to give monthly charity, but he doesn't have any money. If you don't have any money, then don't worry about it. If you have money but it is not equivalent to a nisab, if I have an access to calculate 85 grams of gold or 595 grams of silver as of today, it may be around 4,000 US dollar. Yani maybe 15,000 dirham, Emirates dirham, or KSA riyals. If this is the case, if you have that much money, this is where you give zakah if you maintain this for a whole year. But if you don't have that much in saving or investment, then rest in peace. You don't have to worry about it. As zakah is only mandatory upon those who have the nisab, and they maintain this nisab, this amount, for one complete lunar year. Okay? Barakallahu feek. As far as giving in a charity on monthly basis, it all depends on your intention. I mean, when processing some business contract and the seller in front of me received a huge lump sum, like we're talking about hundreds of thousands in cash. So I said, my deen urges me, reminds me, encourages me to give a reminder. So I reminded him, I hope that, in a few weeks, it will be Ramadan. I hope that you remember you got to pay zakah on that money that you collected, because normally, as I said, people set up the date in Ramadan to pay their zakah. So if any money comes to you before Ramadan, which you already have the nisab before, then you pay zakah on that as well. So he said, oh, don't worry about it, Sheikh. I normally give in a charity every month, or I slaughter some goats or sheep and I distribute the meat. I said, this is very good for you, but this is not zakah. If you happen to give 10 times the amount of zakah, but without the intention of paying your zakah due, it doesn't count. If you pray the whole night in tahajjud and you keep crying and you didn't pray Isha, that won't be accepted. Fard comes first, then what is voluntary. Okay? Barakallahu feekum. I think we are due to take a short break, so we will, inshallah, take a few minutes break and we'll be back, inshallah. Please stay tuned.
scholars are the transmitters of the religion of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They carried his message and his legacy generation after another. And they are the one who carried this light to the whole world. The Life of the Muslim Scholars is a new series on Huda TV. Through studying their life and exploring many aspects of their lives, we will come to learn so many lessons, get motivated and inspired by their stories, by their dedication for Islam and for the legacy of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Through this series, I hope that we will be able, inshallah ta'ala, to get motivated not to achieve only success in the akhirah, but in dunya as well. Join me, Walid Basyuni, in this new series on Huda TV about the life of the Muslim scholars. Looking forward having you. Stay tuned.
We are on air again. Glad tidings to Huda TV viewers worldwide for the resumption of live broadcasting on NowSat. We are now broadcasting on the advanced DVB S2 system. Tune in using our new frequency, 12188 horizontal on NowSat. Please note, you will need to have a modern HD receiver in order to tune in. Enjoy your favorite edutainment programs with crystal clear resolution. Huda TV, a light in every home.
The Quran, the Book of Allah, the miraculous words of Allah, the light in the midst of all darknesses, has so many rights on us. And because of that, we initiated Quran Circle. In Quran Circle 1, we listened to the entire Quran. This was a great blessing.
وقرآنا فرقناه لتقرأه على الناس على مكث ونزلناه تنزيلا.
The Quran is both concise and comprehensive. It has all aspects of guidance to all mankind. And because of that, in Quran Circle 2, we selected verses in every juz with a specific topic. We listened to the recitation and we reflected upon the meaning of that specific topic.
الله نور السماوات والأرض مثل نوره كمشكاة فيها مصباح.
Each surah in the Quran, every chapter of the Quran has an objective. We looked into the objectives of the surahs that we chose and selected in Quran Circle 3.
لينذر من كان حيا ويحق القول على الكافرين.
Brothers and sisters, take advantage of this opportunity. Get your mushafs, open it, follow with us with the recitation. We will choose surahs in the Quran for us to reflect upon. So let's take advantage of this.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome back. Our phone numbers, code 002 then 0238555123 and the other number is same area code then 010054699323, and I'm also taking the questions through the live broadcast on my page on the Facebook Dr. Muhammad Salah Official. Please forgive me if I'm not able to answer all your questions, because sometimes a question is pressing and I need to give a comprehensive answer. I can just simply say yes or no, halal or haram, but this is not satisfactory to most of the viewers. We have Osama Hamid is asking, did any Sahaba eat shrimps or crab? Okay, the question shouldn't be presented this way, because whether they ate this or they did not eat that, what matters is it halal or haram? We know that the Prophet ﷺ abstained from eating certain things which was perfectly lawful because he was not used to it, okay, or he was not familiar with it. So the question is it halal to eat prawns? Is it halal to eat shrimp? Well, the answer is yes, it is halal 100%. I know that in the Hanafi madhab, and according to Al-Kasani, in the detailed explanation, that they are limiting the food of the sea to the fish, not to any other creatures in the sea. But the answer is very clear by the hadith, the sound hadith, in which Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, هو الطهور ماؤه الحل ميتته. When he was asked about making wudu from the sea, he said yes. Not only that, its water is tahur, it can be used for further purification. حل ميتته, whatever comes out of the sea, even if it is dead. If you see the fish, the shrimp, the crabs, the lobster floating, no, you didn't fish it while it's still alive. It came to you after it was already dead. Halal, eat it. The companions have seen this huge whale. It was already dead, when they were traveling. And they nourished on eating its meat for a whole month, and they took some with them to the Prophet ﷺ, and he ate out of it. So is it halal to eat prawns? Is it halal to eat crab? Is it halal to eat lobster? I normally like to entertain the questioner by saying it's not only halal, it is halal and delicious too. It is indeed. So if you think you don't want to eat it, you don't have to eat it. But is it halal? Yes. Every now and then you hear some people saying, like, you don't eat rabbit meat. Is it halal? There is a difference between that you don't eat it because you're not used to it, and it is halal or haram. Halal and haram, it is only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who determines. And in Surah Al-Ma'idah, in ayah number 96, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have already issued the verdict in this regard. أحل لكم صيد البحر وطعامه متاعا لكم وللسيارة وحرم عليكم صيد البر ما دمتم حرما. So the ayah of Surah Al-Ma'idah, أحل لكم صيد البحر وطعامه. What could be clearer than that? Whatever you catch out of the sea, وطعامه, and the food that comes out of the sea, halal for you. متاعا لكم وللسيارة. If you are in the state of ihram, you're not permitted to do hunting, the games. But fishing is different. So it is permissible to eat whatever comes out of the sea, provided it is not poisonous. There are some fish which they know that they say it is poisonous, don't eat it. Then it is definitely haram. Okay, barakallahu fikum. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam abstained from eating the lizard meat, and when Khalid ibn al-Walid was eating, and he noticed that the Prophet ﷺ did not search out to eat out of it, he said, is it haram? He said, no, but I'm not used to it. So he approved him eating from that. Some people may say disgusting. No, the Prophet ﷺ taught us not to disgust any food or drink. كان صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا أحب شيئا طعاما أكله. Whenever he liked any food, he would eat it. وإن لم يحبه. And if he didn't like it, he would not criticize it. He would not say, gross, awful, disgusting, it stinks. He wouldn't say that. Why? Because there are other cultures and other people who love it, who eat it, maybe in the same household. And as long as it is halal, it is a provision from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Shahab Popi, Assalamu alaikum. I'm doing my first year of A levels, economics, business, and law. Could you recommend me some types of jobs that I would do with these subjects with the aim of pleasing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You know, I'm going to advise you with what I advise myself and my children. Make your own business, be your own boss, so that inshallah Allah will make you prosper and you will employ people and you give them a break whenever it is a prayer time, and whenever they're fasting, you guys break your fast together, and you have some spare time to go out for da'wah and to support the da'wah causes. You know, I feel sorry for somebody who spends all his life working for somebody in a job and has very limited resources. Open up, explore some businesses, and that will not happen as long as you wake up late and you stay up late. No, sleep early, wake up late. After you graduate, just, you know, get up early morning, dress up and walk in the streets, check out different businesses, open up your own business. You do not limit yourself to the career that you studied in order to achieve it. Like, you know, business administration works for everything, mashallah. Maybe you happen to be a physical therapist, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made you talented in another area, or you have, you know, you're good in the construction, so you have a construction company. No problem. You have your degree, but now you have your own business, you have your own company. I started my career, my very first degree was in pharmacology, homeopathy and medicinal plants and so on, and also pharmacology. Then when I was hired by the university, I thought myself, I'm very limited. I work for one of the world leading pharmaceutical companies as well, but that wasn't enough for me. I did work for some hospitals in the United States, but that was not enough for me. You know, the space that I enjoy most is the field of da'wah. Others enjoy the field of construction. Others enjoy the field of art. And that will lead us to answer Brother Ubaid his question. Ubaid from the UK, he's asked about editing and doing a Photoshop for some images which are taken by the camera, the standstill pictures. Is that permissible, like making black and white, removing some errors in the photo? That is permissible. What is not permissible is when you take a picture of a woman without wearing hijab and post it. Even if you're a photographer and you go to take the pictures of a couple on their wedding night and you display their photos and the sister is not wearing hijab, don't do that. وَلَا تَعَوَنُوا عَلَى الْإِثْمِ وَالْعُدْوَانِ. Talking about creating images for games, if the contents are halal, then it is okay. The comics, stories for the children, for education purposes, for entertainment, if the contents are halal, I see the games, I have to filter the games before I allow, for instance, my children to play. When you see in the comics, in the cartoons, in the games, nudity, and the the introduction of homosexuality and all of that, well, I don't allow them to watch that. And if it is according to your faith not permissible to watch it, then it's not permissible to produce it. It's not permissible to propagate it. Allah the Almighty said, وَلَا تَعَاوَنُوا عَلَى الْإِثْمِ وَالْعُدْوَانِ. You should not take part or assist anyone in committing any sin or transgression. All the brothers and sisters who are sending their greetings and their gratitude, we are more grateful. Number one, to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Secondly, to you, brothers and sisters. And remember what I said. I'm taking your questions online, but it is very helpful to keep supporting the channel through calling the phone numbers which appear on the bottom of the screen. We do not take any charges. We do not take any, we do not benefit whatsoever from your financially from your phone calls, but this is to maintain either, going live on the different satellites or limiting our programs to the online streaming, which I prefer, of course, both. So we like to hear from you on the phone numbers that appear, and I know that since the frequency has been changed, many people were dropped off and they do not know that we're already on air. So share the word, spread the goodness, and share with people the new frequency of Huda TV. Those who are asking, are these programs live or recorded? Yes, these programs are live, and we're taking your questions live and answering them in the same episode to the best of my ability, of course. Our programs are from Sunday through Thursday. Sundays and Tuesdays, we have Ask Huda, where we ask questions and we do our best to answer them. Mondays and Wednesdays of every week, we have Gardens of the Pious, the series of explaining the marvelous collection of Riyadus Salihin by Imam Nawawi, may Allah have mercy on him. And on Thursday, we have the blessed program of Correct Your Citation. Thamar Al-Aziza says, my father doesn't pray, and he dislikes when I'm praying. He always insults me in front of other persons. Should I pray for him after his death? Yes. If he is a Muslim, or he claims to be Muslim, and he says, La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah, number one, as long as he is still alive, do your best. Keep making dua for him and for every person whom you like to be rightly guided, even if they're non-Muslims, as long as they're still alive. A person who is a Muslim and did not deny his Islam, did not denounce his faith, and dies in this condition, even if he was full of shortcomings, he was alcoholic, he was involved in major sins, he's more worthy than others to make dua for him because he's in big trouble. So he needs the assistance and the help, especially of his children. Make dua for your father. May Allah rightly guide him. Barra Jeroen Tolet. What is the best dua for forgiveness? You got it. That is the question. There is a question which the Prophet ﷺ already answered. The Prophet ﷺ said, the master of supplications in regards to seeking forgiveness is a beautiful dua, which is, Allahumma anta rabbi, la ilaha illa ant, khalaqatani wa ana abduk, wa ana ala ahdika wa wa'dika mastata'at, a'udhu bika min sharri ma sana'at, أبوء لك بنعمتك علي وأبوء بذنبي فاغفر لي فإنه لا يغفر الذنوب إلا أنت. What is the meaning of this most beautiful dua in respect of seeking forgiveness after this call? Assalamu alaikum. Sadaf from the USA. Assalamu alaikum, Sister Sadaf.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Barakallahu feekum, Sheikh, mashallah, you guys are doing very good job. Barakallahu feekum.
Same to you, Sister Sadaf. May Allah bless you and your family.
I have two questions, Sheikh.
No.
No matter how much I try to, be on the salah regularly, I don't know why it doesn't happen. And, I have some medical problems too, like urine, some problem. And when it goes wrong, I take the wudu and everything, and then it comes out, and then one time, two time, and then I just give up. I don't do, and then there are many days like that. I don't go back to salah. Like I get discouraged and disheartened. And then sometimes because of my medicines, I couldn't get up in the Fajr, and then I regret the whole day, and then I leave all the salah. I just don't want to do that, but it keeps happening, and I don't know how to fix it. My family is not like very, very good in all these things, so I just don't have that much company in America, So I just get easily discouraged, and I need your help how to get back on my things. I regret that. I know it's bad and I shouldn't be doing it, but it keeps happening.
Okay.
My second question is that whenever I enter the home, I say Bismillah or Assalamu alaikum, but not other people in my family says that. So what if the jinn or shayateen comes, and do they stay in the home whole night, or how they get out of the home? Like, what should I do for them? Like, I know they don't do it, and I believe that the jinn shayateen enters the home when you, in the evening or in the day too. Jazakallahu khairan kaseera.
Thank you, Sister Sadaf from the United States. Very nice compliment. And you shall consider us your family. MashaAllah, we have a very big family, and we have members in this family all over the world. Recently, we announced a course. It was about fiqh of seerah. And I was so pleased to know that in a few minutes, we have over 2,000 registrations. And MashaAllah, we had students from 80 different countries. From 80 different countries. Can you imagine that? May Allah the Almighty accept from all of us. إِنَّمَا الْمُؤْمِنُونَ إِخْوَةً. The believers are but brothers, يعني brothers and sisters. So sometimes you don't have family members to encourage you to be righteous, to remain steadfast on the straight path. No problem. I shall encourage them. But I would have a company. Now there are groups on different social media. They memorize Quran, they study one ayah a day or one part a day or one page a day. They remind each other, did you do your sabaq? Did you do your prayer on time? Did you pray Fajr on time? Get in one of those groups, inshallah. This is a real family. It's virtual, but it's actually good. It will do it. Before the program, I happen to recite a beautiful ayah of Surah An-Nur. يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا لَا تَتَّبِعُوا خُطُوَاتِ الشَّيْطَانِ وَمَنْ يَتَّبِعْ خُطُوَاتِ الشَّيْطَانِ فَإِنَّهُ يَأْمُرُ بِالْفَحْشَاءِ وَالْمُنْكَرِ. Very beautiful ayah. Oh, who you believe, follow not the footsteps of Satan. Yeah, Sheikh, I haven't seen Satan. How am I supposed to see his footsteps? Following the footsteps of Satan means to be dragged to his pit, to his ditch, to his trap. Shaitan does not command but indecency, evil and illicit relations. This is what the shaitan does. طيب, shaitan among the clocks of Satan, when it comes to a person like you, you want to be good, you want to be righteous, you want to pray. And if you fail to do it for Fajr, as you said, then you're turned off and say, well, I'm not going to pray the rest of the day. I'm already in trouble. This is called خطوات الشيطان, the steps of Satan. The first step is, you're under medication, you don't have to get up, you have an excuse. And when you get up later, it's already past sunrise, he depresses you. And he puts a lot of pressure on you. You're bad, you're terrible. Even if you pray, God is not happy with you. There is no point of praying. All of that is خطوات الشيطان, the steps of Satan. He doesn't bring you into his arena or territory of evil all of a sudden. Okay, how can I overcome this? You mentioned your sickness. And you particularly mentioned perhaps the urine incontinence and difficulty in observant tahara. Do you know that Allah made it easier for you than those who are healthy ones? So you make wudu if you have urine incontinence. You make wudu once and you're going to pray. And you feel that you have urine drops. You're not controlling the sphincter and it is dripping. And pray non-stop. Do not stop your prayer. How many prayers? For the nafilah, as many prayers as you want, before or after the fard namaz. And you pray the current fard namaz. Really? Even if I'm dripping urine, this is out of your control. إِنَّ مَعَ الْعُسْرِ يُسْرًا الْمَشَقَّةُ تَجْلِبُ التَّيْسِيرَ. So hardship brings about ease. This is what our religion and our deen says. Okay? You got up in the morning and it was late and it was past sunrise. What did the Prophet ﷺ say in this regard? And the hadith is collected by Imam Bukhari. He is refuting all the misconceptions of Satan and he's cutting the feet of Satan so that you do not follow their footsteps. He said, من نام عن صلاة أو نسيها فليؤديها متى ذكرها لا كفارة لها إلا ذلك. If you happen to oversleep or forget about the prayer, once you remember and once you get up, make it up immediately. This is the only ransom for it. Whenever you commit a sin, followed by offering 2 rak'ahs, that remits the sin. Doing so, you overcome a shaitan. You feel strength rather than weakness. Okay? This is very important. Make a daily routine of reciting certain sabaq of the Quran. Join any of these groups online to remind each other, did you pray Fajr today? How many ayahs you recited? Start memorizing a few ayahs of the Quran. Do not rely on my family, I'm not really practicing. What about you? You know, you're the person who now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala opened your heart to recognize the truth. You're supposed to save your entire family members. When people are on boat and only one person sees there is a big hole and the water is coming. So he tells people water is coming and they neglect him. Is he going to neglect the hole as well and say it's none of my business? If they are like that, I'm with them. You guys are all going to drown. No. I'm going to plug up the hole and I'm going to save everyone in order to save myself. My dear brothers and sisters, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide us to what is best and keep us rightly guided and steadfast on His straight path. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Allah is my heart's speech, your mercy is what I beseech. Keep in my heart your remembrance, and in your deen allow me to advance.